It begins with a silence you didn't notice until it was broken. A single notification on your screen. Not a headline. A declaration. Words carefully chosen, stripped of diplomatic ambiguity, and delivered with the cold finality of a closing door. Russia's final warning has been issued. This isn't a threat whispered in back channels. This is a broadcast to the world, a line drawn in the sand of a nuclear age. You feel a shift. The background noise of global tension has just become the main event. The speculative scenarios, the late-night what-ifs, they have stepped out of the shadows and into the stark light of reality. The game has changed. The rules have been erased. For years, you've seen the pieces moving on the board, the annexation, the proxy wars, the cyber attacks that felt like tremors before an earthquake. Each event was a paragraph in a chapter. But this is the end of the book, or perhaps the beginning of a terrifying new one. The warning isn't just in the words spoken by a grim-faced official on television. You must learn to see the real message. It's written in the GPS signals being jammed over the Baltic Sea. It's coded into the sudden silent movement of strategic bomber fleets to forward operating bases. It's in the unusual surge of activity from their nuclear submarine pens, a silent exodus into the deep Atlantic. Intelligence agencies aren't listening to the press conference. They're watching the heat signatures of missile silo doors. They're monitoring radiation sniffers on the borders of client states. They know the difference between a political statement and a preparatory command. You need to understand that difference too. The final warning isn't a plea for peace. It is the justification for war. Look around you now, at the normalcy, the cars in the street, the hum of the refrigerator, the illusion of permanence. Every complex system that sustains your life hangs by a thread. The power grid, the supply chains that stock your grocery stores, the digital banking system that holds your life savings. These are not fortresses, they are targets. They are the soft underbelly of a modern nation, and the first casualties in a conflict of this scale are never the soldiers. They are order, electricity, and food security. Your window of preparation is closing. This is not the time for panic. Panic is a luxury for the unprepared. This is the time for cold, clear-headed action. Your first move is not to the store. It is to your family. You must have a plan, a rally point if communication goes down, a code word that means go now, no questions, a clear understanding of who does what when the first siren sounds. This plan is more valuable than a year's supply of food, because without it, all the supplies in the world are useless. Next, you must assess your immediate environment. You live in a city. You are a target, not just for a missile, but for the chaos that will follow a breakdown. You see your neighbors as friends now, but in 72 hours without food or water, the social contract evaporates. Your greatest asset will be your ability to become invisible, to have a route out of the city that avoids the main arteries, which will become parking lots of desperation. Do you have this route mapped? Have you walked it? Your bug-out bag is no longer a prepper's hobby. It is the most important piece of luggage you will ever own. Check it now, not tomorrow. Water filter, high-calorie food bars, a multi-tool, a simple first aid kit, but one you know how to use. A hand-crank radio is not a relic. It is your only link to information when the internet and cell towers go dark. Information will be the most valuable currency in a world of confusion. They speak of nuclear exchanges in abstract terms, megatons and yields. But you must think of it in physical reality. A blinding flash hundreds of miles away, an electromagnetic pulse that fries every unprotected circuit, a silent, invisible killer. The digital world you live in could vanish in a microsecond. Do you have hard copies of your essential documents? Physical maps? Do you have a way to function in a world thrown back 200 years? This is not about succumbing to fear. This is about mastering it. It's about converting that primal anxiety into a productive force. The warning was given to the government, but it was heard by you. It is a signal, an alarm bell in the night, giving you one final chance to get your house in order. To take responsibility for your own safety in a world where you can no longer outsource it. The world's leaders are making their moves. They are gambling with futures, drawing lines on maps, and speaking in a language of brinksmanship that has led to catastrophe time and time again. You cannot control their actions. You can only control your own. You can be the rock for your family, the calm voice in the storm, the one who thought ahead. This moment in history will be defined by two groups of people, those who were paralyzed by the headlines and those who were spurred to action by them, those who saw the warning as an ending and those who saw it as a final, precious opportunity to prepare. The warning was issued. The chess clock is ticking. You are no longer a spectator. You are a player on the board. Your move